So you want to get into Twitch streaming? Let's talk about that.
Rhett and Link, please don't sue me.
Hello, welcome on into the video. If you guys are completely unaware who I am, my name is Jordan. I have actually been on Twitch. I started, God, I'm gonna make myself feel so old here, make myself seem so old. I made my account in 2015, April 8th, 2015. It has been over 10 years.
I even had an account before that.
I streamed on a little bit, but then they wouldn't let me change my name, so then I made my current one. I've been streaming pretty consistently over that amount of time. But most so since like 2018, maybe 2017, 2018. And I have been full-time since 2022. There's my backstory. I'm not saying I know everything, but I have experience. So in this video, I'm gonna go over what I think are like the 5 most important tips. I do have a bonus one, so 6, but we're gonna say the 5 most important things, with the most important one being the final one at the end. So still number 6. Listen, I'm a streamer, not a mathematician. I don't need to know how to count. Like the song goes. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. So if you're wanting to get into streaming, I think one of the most important things is you need to have a personality. Nobody's gonna want to watch a streamer that doesn't have a personality. You have no idea how many streams I pop into and I'm like, oh, this is someone new. Let's see if I like their stream. And they're just sitting there like this. You got to have some sort of a facial expression, okay? Like, just try to smile just a little bit, okay? Just even if it's the smallest bit, just try to smile, okay? Also, another part of that, you're gonna wanna make sure you're always talking. If you click into a Twitch stream and you're met immediately with, are you really gonna want to watch? I don't think so. Now, going into that, if you're like, but Jordan, I don't know what I would talk about if there's no one in chat. No one's there talking to me. What am I gonna talk about? Think out loud. Let's say you're playing Minecraft or something. I don't know. But let's say you're on Minecraft and you see a village off in the distance. Instead of just going, oh, a village. Maybe just kind of be like, oh, hey, there's a village over there. Do you guys think there's going to be any villagers that we could trade for diamonds? Or, hey, do you think a librarian there is going to have an infinity book? Don't be awkward about asking questions to people that aren't there. Because if no one's there, then no one's going to answer. But if someone does pop in, then they could answer your question. And so then you were asking somebody instead of nobody. I hope that made sense. Did that make sense? I'm going to say that made sense. So thinking out loud is probably one of the biggest things that as a streamer, you're going to have to get used to. Just talking through your thoughts and just kind of being like, instead of sitting there and thinking everything that's going to happen, like, hey, maybe I should go over here. Hey, I think there's a guy hidden behind that bush. If you're thinking that, say it out loud. Trust me when I say this, it is going to save you so much struggle with not finding viewers, because people are not going to want to watch you if you do not ever talk at all. Just prime example, one of my favorite games to watch on Twitch is actually Sea of Thieves, and it is so incredibly annoying when the streamer, the entire time they're sailing from island to island, or if they're in a fight, and instead of saying, oh crap, they hit my hull, I should probably go repair it, or I wonder if I could get a good board shot here, or oh man, they broke my wheel, they just sit there in silence and they're too focused on the fight to actually talk out loud or to actually verbalize their thoughts. You have to remember that if you're here streaming, you are here to entertain. You are not here for gameplay. You're not here to be a great gamer, okay? I suck at video games, but I talk. Another thing with the whole having a personality and making sure that you're speaking is you're always gonna wanna be, I guess, on is the word that I can use to describe this the best, because if you're always on, if your personality is right there showing through, when someone clicks on your stream, they're gonna see a stream worth watching. They're not gonna want to click into a stream and go back to that example from before. So if you're yapping away, you're talking, you're verbalizing your thoughts, you're going through what you want to do, you have a idea of what's happening in your mind, and you're just entertaining. Even if you have 0 viewers, if you're still trying to be entertaining instead of just sitting there bored because you have no viewers, then when someone clicks in, they're going to be having more fun. Now, the second tip that I have is do not stream. And I'm telling you, do not, okay? Triple negative makes a positive, or another negative. It makes another negative. So do not stream the most popular games, okay? Just don't do it. Do not stream the Fortnite and expect to grow. Do not stream Call of Duty and expect to grow. Do not stream and just chatting only and expect to grow. Do not stream and, you know what, let's just look what games are most popular on Twitch right now. So looking at the top games on Twitch here, we have apparently Elden Ring, but 95,000 people. Let's go to Marvel Rivals. We'll just use this as an example because I'm going to be honest with you, I do not like Elden Ring. I don't like this either, but I like it, I guess, more than Elden Ring because I do not like Elden Ring. So starting out, you're going to have 0 viewers just straight off the bat. You're not going to have any. So let's just see, how many people are we scrolling through? There's a lot of 15s, few 12s. Now we're finally below 5. But what are the odds that somebody is going to be scrolling all the way down here and being like, oh, you know what? I'm going to click on this stream today. Spoiler alert, it's pretty low.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
So instead of streaming a game that has, you know, Marvel Rivals has 60,000 people watching it at the time of recording, it's also about 1 a.m., so it's a little late. Maybe find a game that is new. You know, it's better to be, I guess, if you're gonna be a small fish, it's better to be a small fish in a small pond than it is being a small fish in the ocean. Okay, the odds of people finding you and seeing you are a lot higher. What I would recommend you do if you're just starting is to scroll down to like the 500 to 1,000 viewer categories and pick something from there. Now, don't be afraid to play something new. Okay, if you've never played any of these games before, who cares? Find something new. Maybe you'll find your new niche. But let's just say that you're kind of in the mood to play, you know what? Forza Horizon 5 just released on the PlayStation 5 not that long ago. But look at this. The top viewer, 91, 28, 23, 13, 13, 11, 11, 10. You see how fast we got below 10 viewers? I'm in row 2, meaning that if you have like 0, 1, 2, 3 people, oh snap, look at how much closer you are to the top. Another example, I guess, one of my all-time favorite games, if not my all-time favorite game, Skyrim. Top streamer, 314. Then 29, 23, 6. So you understand that by streaming the top games, the categories at the very top, you're gonna get buried. If you play something like this, what only has 500 people watching right now, the odds of people clicking on your stream are exponentially higher. Isn't that kind of the point of trying to grow, is to get people to click on you? Smaller games like Forza, like Skyrim, the communities in those, they might be small, but they are fantastic games and fantastic communities. Okay, I promise you, you are going to find more people playing those games than you ever will on Warzone. Or you're thinking, but Jordan, Warzone is so much more fun. Okay, if that's what you want to play, just accept the fact that no one's gonna click on you, and you will be one of those Warzone streamers with like 0 viewers, or maybe 1 if you pull it up on your computer. I don't know. Now, the third tip that I have is to make sure that your equipment is acceptable. I'm not saying it has to be great. You don't need a mirrorless camera. You don't need an XLR microphone, but make it acceptable. In that sense, make sure that you actually kind of spend a little bit of money on audio. In the live streaming space, I honestly do believe that audio is more important than video. I will explain, because sometimes people are like, oh, it's 50-50. It's not. It is, I would say, 75-25, because you could be watching a live stream and they could have perfect video quality. It could be great. It could be recorded with a high quality camera with a great lens like what we have here. But if the audio quality sucks, what are the odds that you're going to stick around and watch this? This isn't fun for me. I know this isn't fun for you. Don't lie. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say that, you know, the audio is fantastic, but maybe the camera isn't all that good. When the camera's small and you're looking at a stream like this, I'm willing to bet that you're going to be more willing to watch. Now, this isn't great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying have your camera look like this, but maybe just try to make it decent. A couple things I would recommend that you do. Maybe 1, keep your shutter speed of your camera at least 60 or higher. And I know everyone has that like 2/1 rule where like, oh, if you're filming in 60 frames a second, keep your shutter speed at 120. Spoiler alert, mine's at 1/60, meaning 60 frames a second, and I'm recording in 60. Okay, you don't need to double your frame rate for a Twitch stream or a YouTube video. Even cinema film movies are in 24. And if that whole 2/1 thing goes right over your head, don't worry about it. Just make sure that your shutter speed is at least what you're recording or streaming in. If you're streaming in 30, at least have it be 30, because if it's lower, it's gonna look choppy. Anything higher, it's gonna, you know, at least be somewhat smooth. I'm in 60, my camera's at 60. That doesn't really matter because it's not below 60. If it was below, even at like 50, here's 50. It's a little bit more choppy instead of the 60 here. That's all I'm saying. Also, maybe have your white balance be acceptable as well, because no one's gonna want to watch a stream where, let's say that, you know, your camera white balance is locked, but your lights make you look blue. Your camera quality could be great, but if your white balance on your camera, just set it to auto even. It might change a little bit. If you don't know how to manually set it, even auto's better than having it locked in at the wrong thing. Or you could go full on orange if you really want to, but you know, fix the white balance. And remember, when buying a camera, I cannot stress this to you enough, you don't need to make it 4K. I'm filming in 1080p. My camera is not set at 4K. It is 4K capable. It's not really needed. 1080p is more than enough, especially when you consider the fact that for a Twitch stream, your camera's tiny in a corner of the screen, okay? You are not the focus. You are not the visual focus, I should say, during the gameplay screen. Now, if you plan on doing a ton of just chatting or talking head videos like this, then maybe, you know, at least get 1080p. But if you have a 720p webcam laying around, don't be afraid to use it if that's the best that you got. Just, you know, go into the program of it, go into OBS even, because OBS allows you to change it, and maybe just tweak a few settings, make it look good, okay? Now, the fourth tip that I have for you, and I know I sound like a broken record of every other person on YouTube or every other streamer, but maybe post your clips to TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. Just post your clips everywhere. As you saw when I was going through the what was it, Marvel Rivals? Yeah. When I was going through the Marvel Rivals category, the discoverability, it's not really there. But if you think to yourself, hey, you know what? There's a platform that hundreds of millions of people have a chance to see my content while I'm not streaming and follow me, you're gonna want to do it. Because even if the conversion rate is incredibly low at like 1%, actually, that might actually be high in my experience. That's actually high. The conversion rate isn't really there, but even 2 or 3 more people that show up are 2 or 3 more people watching that you didn't have before. I would be willing to say that half of my community on Twitch came over to Twitch from TikTok. Now, that being said, I did live stream over there as well. I did some multi-streaming, but you're gonna wanna make sure that you can pull viewers from other platforms and put them in one spot, which if you're trying to grow a live stream on Twitch is exactly where you want them to go. So don't be afraid to, you know, go back and clip things, make the clips. You can do it right on Twitch. They even allow you to do it there. If you want an easier way to do it though, how I do it is I have a vertical plugin on OBS. And so basically you can see on the right side of my OBS is a vertical scene, I guess, vertical format, and that is always recording the last 2 minutes of my gameplay. The nice thing about always recording those 2 minutes is you have the ability then to just hit one button and it will save. Then, and when you're going to edit, it's gonna make your life a lot easier because you can have a folder of like 10, 15 clips or whatever you get in a night. I've had streams where I don't get any clips, so I'm like, oh, that'd be good for a TikTok. But then I've had streams where I get like 20 or 30. You never know. But always be thinking what's gonna make a good clip, so that way you can record it, you can go back, you can clip it manually, you can write down the timestamp, you can do what you gotta do to make that happen, but post it. Hi, Mifa. Hey, baby girl. Baby girl, can you come say hi to YouTube? Say hi to YouTube. I know you're so tired. Aw, sleepy baby girl. Give this video a thumbs up for Mifa, okay? Now, when you start posting those videos, those clips, those shorts, TikToks, Reels, whatever, when you start posting them on different platforms, don't be discouraged if they get like 10, 15 views. TikTok and YouTube, they don't know where your viewership will be yet. They're still trying to figure out what you are. So don't be discouraged if you only get like 50, 60, 70, 80 views or less. I'm gonna say this right now because I know it's a real thing. The 200 view jail on TikTok. TikTok will say that the 200 view jail is not real. Don't listen to them. They're lying to you. It absolutely is. Now, if you're wondering what is the 200 view jail, it is where all of your videos will, not all, very few of your videos will get past 200 to 500 views. And then if you're like me, where TikTok will lock a lot of your, like I'd say 90% of my videos in that category. I constantly get ads on my For You page. Are you stuck in the 200 view jail? Use TikTok Ads Manager. They want you to pay for views. Don't do it. I have a very solid conspiracy that the views that you're getting are not real views and they're just gonna artificially boosted the numbers. That's a video for a different day. If you want a whole video about that, or if you want me to break that down even further, let me know in the comments below. Now, going back to you doing the ATEM vertical plugin or the OBS, what's it called? Replay buffer that we touched up on a little bit ago. You are the one responsible for clipping your own things. Yes, you might have viewers that clip things, but guess what? Most of the time they don't. You can sit there and you can be like, oh crap, hey guys, can you please clip this? It's not gonna happen. You are the one responsible for your content, not your viewers. If you end a stream and you thought it was absolutely fire and you have 0 clips, that's not your chat's fault, that's yours. So then you have to go back and clip those moments yourself, okay? You cannot blame viewers for lack of clips because you did not clip. Does that make sense? They're there to watch, they're not there to do your job. Now, the 5th thing I have to tell you is honestly, just have fun. I know it's gonna be like, well, duh, but if you're not having fun, if you're bored, if you're angry, you're complaining, you're constantly being negative because you're having a bad time, your chat will too. And if you have a chat, consider yourself lucky, because if you're bored, angry, negative, and just overall not fun to watch because you're bored, they will be too. They're gonna leave. They're gonna find somebody else that's having fun. I promise you, and I cannot stress this enough, if you're not having fun, your chat will not either. Maybe just enjoy the game you're playing. Now, you're gonna be like, but Jordan, you said don't play the game I want to play. You can have fun playing a different type of game. Just because you wanted to stream Warzone doesn't mean you can't have fun on Forza. Just because you wanted to stream Fortnite doesn't mean that you can't enjoy Zelda. There's a point where you need to enjoy it. Because even if you do everything else right, if you follow every single tip, step by step that I give you, and you're bored because you don't like the game you're playing, no one's gonna watch. Now, this is that final tip that I have where I was like, hey, maybe, you know, this is the most important one, so I'm gonna put it at the end of the video, but I didn't want to say that it was 6 tips. I wanted to say like we're gonna do 5. This is like a bonus, but I think it's probably the most important one on this entire list, so you listen and you listen well, okay? You know how athletes, they watch film with, you know, after a game, they go back and they watch that game and they're like, hey, on this play, I could have done this better. You need to do the same thing. Athletes study themselves. They're studying their teammates. They're like, hey, how can I improve my game to make it so we can perform better? You got to be thinking, how can I improve my stream so I can perform better? Pick a random spot. If you stream for 3 hours, fantastic. Pick a random spot in that 3 hours. Just click anywhere on your VOD and watch it for 10 minutes and ask yourself, is this something I would watch? The answer is going to be no. I promise you right off the bat, you're not going to say yes. You're going to be in your own head. You're going to be like, man, I suck, I'm boring, whatever. But pick one thing from each stream and be like, what can I improve upon? I've been on Twitch, like I said, for 10 years. There's still things after 10 years and 3 years or whatever it's been now of doing it full time, where I sit there and I think to myself, this sucks. I see clips of me and I'm like, why did this get clipped? I wouldn't watch this stream. But you know what? That gives you kind of fuel to add to the fire to make yourself better. It will give you a reason, give you something to work on for the next stream. So that way, you know, you're like, hey, maybe I don't want to just sit there without smiling. Maybe my camera was a little out of focus. Maybe I can fix that. Oh no, my audio wasn't balanced well and my microphone was super quiet. Or on the flip end of that, my audio was peaking. My microphone was peaking and it sounded really crackly and terrible. I should probably back that off. But overall, the most important thing that you got to ask yourself, tech issues aside, is this a fun stream? And I feel like, actually, I don't even feel like, I can guarantee you your answer right off the bat will be no. So fix it, make it better, and bring in more people. If you're a streamer yourself, do me a favor, comment something down below that you wish that you knew when you started. And if you're a viewer of Twitch, say something that you like that other streamers do. And if you're looking to get into streaming yourself and you have any more questions, feel free, drop them down below in the comments. Basically, what I'm saying is just like, comment, and subscribe, okay? We need engagement on this channel. This is the best way to farm it. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you a ton, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.